Hi, I'm Lorne Therrien. Joining me today is John Podesta. In this video, I'm going to share with you how to prevent a one-hand shirt grab. Let's break it down. Okay, a one-hand shirt grab and punch, or a one-hand shirt grab, is a very common attack in the street, in bars, etc. The danger is, once they get a hold of your clothing, they can haul off and punch you, elbow you, headbutt, knee you, etc. So you want to do everything you can to prevent them from getting a hold of your clothing. Now, you try to diffuse the situation first. You're unsuccessful. And maybe anger and ego is getting the best of your opponent. Next, awareness. As I'm looking at my opponent, do I see a weapon that is visible? In this case, I see he's got a pocket knife. Now I really don't want him to get close to me because, of course, he can grab onto my clothing, deploy that blade, and I'm in big trouble. So I'm going to use a preemptive strike to stop him from getting a hold of me or getting close to me. Now remember, as you're defending yourself, if there are people around, there are cell phones. And where there are cell phones, there are cameras. So be aware of this as you're defending yourself. All right, so as a preemptive strike, options that I have, knowing that he has a weapon, especially, or that he's 6'5" and I really don't want to get hit by this guy. So my preemptive strike from a defensive stance, which means I've stepped back, I'm in a defensive stance as I'm trying to de-escalate the situation. Preemptive strike can be that eye strike, whether your hands are up, or let's say I'm in a natural stance. And my preemptive strike, I'm going to throw right from the natural stance so I can step into my fighting stance. So from here I would, boom! Now I'm in my fighting stance. Let's look at that again from a natural stance. Because, when you're in a defensive stance like this, obviously it's the same as being in a fighting stance. It's just your hands are open. That may escalate the situation. So you have an option there. Defensive stance or a natural stance, to where I'm going to fire right from a hands down position right into his eyes, and now I've just stepped into my fighting stance if I need to continue. So your option, an eye strike, one preemptive strike. The second preemptive strike would be a kick to the groin. Boom! A quick front ball kick to the groin. It could be a snap kick from a stationary position, or you may need to shuffle to cover the distance. That's the second option. Another preemptive strike, but again, this is more, maybe you have a party and a friend or family member has gotten out of hand and you just want to push him back, and continue to try to calm them down, try to de-escalate the situation. I would not use this particular teep in a street confrontation or in a bar. And the reason for that being, let me show you the kick first. So the teep is I just push them back. All right, that's a teep. Now that teep can go to the body, it can go to the thigh, etc. But the teep pushes him back, and now he's probably really angry, and his adrenaline's flowing, and he's going to come at me again, or he's going to start throwing things at me because I pushed him back, and I didn't do anything to shut him down. The eye strike will shut him down. The kick to the groin will shut him down for a moment, and then, depending on the situation, I can follow up or walk away. So that's preemptive strikes. And preemptive strikes are the same as the interceptions. So preemptive means I strike because I know I'm in danger. He hasn't really thrown any strikes towards me yet. He hasn't thrown a punch, but I know that I'm in danger because he's got a pocket knife. I know I'm in danger because he's 6'5", and if he punches me in the head, he's going to maybe break some bones in my face or in my skull. So that's a preemptive strike. I strike before he strikes me because I feel my life is in danger. As an interception, these work as well. If he goes to punch with that rear hand, there it is. If he goes to reach with that hand, there it is. If he goes to reach with that hand, there it is. If he goes to reach with that hand, there it is. Okay, to keep him back. Now, another option is if he goes to reach, I can use a destruction. Now, the destruction I'm showing here is going to be what's called a horizontal inside gunting. Gunting is scissoring motion, okay? And what I'm going to do is strike with my foreknuckles. I'm going to parry his hand as he reaches. I'm going to parry his hand to the inside as I strike with my foreknuckles to damage his arm. Now I have an option after I damage his arm to go strike right away. I can strike with an eye strike and then follow up if necessary. I could also do, that's a horizontal inside gunting, but that's a wood tick, which means I'm bouncing and then going in. Now I can do a lob tick, which means I'm going to follow through. So as I reach, I'm going to follow through. Now I'm set up for that a backhand hammer strike. Whether I do that hammer strike with just the arm alone, or I assist it with the other hand, which is going to increase the power even more so. So let's look at that again. They reach, I avoid. Now I can just parry. If you want, you can just parry. He reaches, I can just parry. If he reaches, I can just use a forearm to block it. Okay, this would also be your attack in the attack. So I can attack with the wrist bone. If he reaches, I can attack with that wrist bone to keep that hand away. So you don't have to put in the destruction, but the destruction is an option. So with the destruction, you parry, horizontal inside gunting, would tick, and then I can go into the eyes or I can go into the throat. Remember, be careful with the throat, because the throat can be a deadly strike. Or I can lob tick. I parry and I lob tick through the arm, and then I can, boom, I can follow up with an assisted backhand. One more option is when he reaches, let's say I'm here, I can parry to the outside and I can take the eyes. Let's look at that one again. So I'm here, as he reaches, I parry it out of my way as I zone or angle, stepping out on what we would call the reverse triangle, and I attack the eye and follow up if necessary. One more time on that one from here, zone to the outside and attack the eye. So there are some things you can do to avoid someone grabbing onto your clothing with one hand. If you'd like to see more of these videos, please subscribe to the channel. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, and thanks for watching.